The sanctuary of Hercules Victor belongs to the Institute of Hadrian's Villa and Villa d'Este in Tivoli, which is part of the Ministry of Culture. The ministry's job is to promote and make the monuments and historical sites present in Italy known. The Sanctuary of Hercules Victor is one of the most famous sacred complexes in Roman architecture from the Republican age, built starting from the 2nd century BC. It is a large structure built on terracing overlooking the Aniene River. The monument is named after Hercules, a famous mythological character. According to legend, Hercules was born in a Greek city called Thebes. His mother was the beautiful Alcmene, and his father was Zeus, the god of all gods. One of the mythological tales is that when Hercules was just a baby, he strangled 2 serpents with his bare hands. Some of the gods were envious of Hercules and his strength. Juno was especially jealous of Hercules because he had been born from the betrayal of her husband Zeus. Juno thus decided that Hercules had to face 12 feats or labors. The 12 labors were all very difficult, and they involved him battling against numerous out-of-the-ordinary creatures. In the most famous of his labors, Hercules defeated a terrible lion barehanded. The animal's skin became his clothing, and this attribute is what makes Hercules recognizable, just like the cloak or the bodysuit worn by the superheroes of today's comics or animated cartoons. After he had finished with his famous labors, Hercules was welcomed among the deities, and he himself became a god who was beloved because the faithful could perceive in him the struggles of existence. Hercules Victor is located along a street called Via Tiburtina, where transhumance took place in the past. The word transhumance signifies the movement of flocks that from the meadows in the lowlands were taken to the pastures in the mountains in the summer, and from there were taken to the pastures in the lowlands in winter, always in search of the best conditions for grazing. In the past, this road was called Via Tecta, meaning covered road, in that there was a sort of tunnel under the sanctuary of Hercules Victor. There was always a lot of movement along Via Tecta. People, animals, and goods would cross it. This traffic was under Hercules' protection. The sanctuary of Hercules Victor was formed of three main parts. The theatre, which used the natural slope of the land and served, among other things, as a monumental set of steps to the temple. A large square bordered by porticos on three sides, known as triportico. The temple itself, in a central position in the porticoed square and in axis with the theatre. All that remains of the temple today is the foundation, since the sanctuary of Hercules served many industrial purposes. These removed or modified some of the most important parts. Following its decline as a place of worship, in fact, the presence of water pipes and great spaces favoured besides its agricultural use by the two monasteries that were built over the sanctuary's ruins, the creation of mills, armories and foundries, as well as a hydroelectrical plant from which, for the first time ever, alternate current was deployed from a distance. And lastly, a paper mill. The sanctuary of Hercules Victor thus offers an extraordinary example of industrial archaeological heritage. This heritage is symbolized by the torretta, designed by engineer Raffaele Canevari, 1828 to 1900, which contains a pressurized pipeline of the famous hydroelectric plant from which the energy produced in Tivoli to supply the public lighting of Rome, 1892, was first launched. Today, the torretta profoundly characterizes the sanctuary and makes its profile recognizable.